Hello, my name is Mello, and I officially watched the Fantastic Four twice in theaters, and this is one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time, easily. This blew all of my worries away and actually just passed them on to Doomsday. This was amazing. This was a ride from front to back. I loved every second of it, and I think it's time for my spoiler review of the Fantastic Four. Now, one of my biggest worries of the film was going in and seeing Pedro Pascal. I wasn't seeing Reed Richards, but he did amazing. From the beginning, I didn't even connect the dots like, oh, that's Pedro Pascal. I saw Reed Richards. He always had this aloofness to him. Like he was there, he was present, but he wasn't. He was thinking about other stuff, thinking about ways to solve stuff and equations and all that. Like you saw it in his face. You saw how when he had an idea, his entire face just changed. Like an oh wow moment. Like every single time. I loved this version of Reed, and I really hope that after the reboot in Secret Wars that we get more of him. He was really good. Now, I saw a lot of people not really vibing with Human Torch played by Joseph Quinn, but I actually really liked it. It felt like a third act to an entire thing. Like I wish we got the first and the second act, but as what we got, I enjoyed it. It still had some of the immaturity, but it also showed that he could be mature. He is an uncle now. Like he grew up. These are 3 years into being the Fantastic Four, so there's no way that he would be the same guy. But I do wish we got more, and maybe after the reboot we will. Honestly, I think the only character that I had a real kind of problem with was the Thing. Not because of the performance or anything, but because it feels like so much got cut. Eben Muspratt did an amazing job as Ben Grimm the Thing. I just wish we got more. There was this whole subplot with him and this girl I forgot her name, I'm sorry, but the girl at the synagogue, and I felt like there was more there. Like they were giving us breadcrumbs, but there was never the full thing, and I would like to see more of that if we ever can. Now, of course, the standout role for me was Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. She did amazing. I don't remember the last time where I felt so many feels, especially when she died. The first time I watched, I was watching and I was there. I was in. But the second time, I actually got emotional. I don't even know why, because no, of course she's not dead, but it really made me get in my feels. I was really surprised. The entire scene in space when she's giving birth while being chased by the Silver Surfer, and now with this new knowledge that Galactus wants her baby, that was amazing. I was so in awe. The first time I saw it in IMAX, and even the second time in standard, it was so beautiful and so careful. It was so caring and careful. It felt like there was, in that scene in particular, like there was so much love in the room, in the air. It was phenomenal. This movie did such a good job with stakes, even when I knew that they weren't gonna die in space. Of course, this is a Fantastic Four movie, but when they were getting chased by Silver Surfer and she was going into labor, and then Johnny couldn't hit her, and then Ben had to steer the ship, like there was so much going on, and every second I was engaged, and I was like, no, no, no. I was in the theater scared, even though I knew that nothing was really gonna happen. I think genuinely this is one of the most visually impressive movies on the grand scale of things that Marvel has done. I honestly would still give that to the Iron Man and all the machinations that go into the suit, but just like visually looking up and just seeing, this is the best. I Even in just standard edition, you see how tall Galactus is. He is giant, and it is so cool to finally get an actual Galactus with the headpiece and everything. It was phenomenal. And the voice, I'm not exactly sure who did the voice, I'll put it up here, but he is Galactus. I saw an interview of him, and every time he talked, I was like, whoa, that's Galactus. It was amazing. I loved it. This also translates to Silver Surfer, played by Julia Garner. She had so much aura. That's the only way I know how to put it. When she showed up, that soundbite, I herald your end, I herald Galactus.
I herald his beginning, I herald your end, I herald Galactus.
That whole part, we've seen it 1,000 times in the trailers, but to hear it in theaters, every time I got chills. I don't even know why. I knew what was gonna happen, but every time it was like, whoa, Galactus. One of my favorite shots in the movie is when Johnny goes up to touch the board to try and catch her and see what she's saying, and she comes up and you see the reflection of Johnny on her face, like it's like a thing like this. It was both one of the most scariest like jump scares, which was odd for me. Like, I was looking up and it was like a kind of like a horror crescendo, and then you see her face. That was amazing. But I loved the reflectiveness of her and the board. The way that board works was amazing. I loved it. Now, my only real gripe with the movie is that it was too short. Me personally, I like longer movies. I know people don't really like longer movies, but I feel like this could have been like 2 hours 25, you know, like this. It felt like a lot was cut, but at the same time, when you're watching it, you can't even tell half the time. Like, there are some things that you're gonna be like, yeah, I wish they spent more time on this, but it was paced well. You only really notice the chops when there's more of what you want, you know? And personally, for me, I think that was The Thing. A lot, I feel like, was cut out of the movie for The Thing, and I hope, like, on a Blu-ray or whatever they release for it, I hope there's, like, added scenes, because there's a lot that was, even in the trailers, like, they didn't show, like, the whole dating scene where she had to pick out 1 through 4.
I choose contestant number 3.
Number 3! Oh, is that me? Oh, wow.
That whole thing wasn't there. So it would be nice just to see some extra scenes from the movie that were taken out. I think this is my favorite movie since No Way Home, and that, even No Way Home, that was purely out of nostalgia and like this overarching arc through all of the movies that Spider-Man was in and seeing the payoff. But this, just as a standalone movie, it might be my favorite MCU movie. I really enjoyed this film, and it kind of feels like a renaissance. Like, it kind of feels like we are back. We are more hyped than ever for Doomsday, which I haven't even spoken on the post-credits scene yet, and I'm already getting hyped for Doomsday. I'm worried, of course. If my excitement is a 10, my worry is an 11, but I'm still very excited for it. I don't know if they're going to do anything in Spider-Man that's kind of like its own thing, it seems, but as far as Doomsday and Secret Wars and this reboot going forward, I am super excited. With Superman coming out 2 weeks ago and now Fantastic Four, I'm really getting a sense that this is the golden/silver age of comic book movies. Like, we are in it. We're back. We're getting brief little things and then we're hopping straight in it. These last two movies have been so short, but they've been so rich and so filling, and so much so that the people's opinion are we need more, and we're finally getting more, and I'm so glad that we are so back. But those are my thoughts on this Fantastic Four First Steps movie, and I cannot wait to see what the future of comic book movies, but especially Marvel, has in the future. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell, like if you liked, dislike if you didn't, and I will catch you guys in the next one.